to Cinema Corner. I'm Blake, and I'm here with my co-host, Josh.
And today, we are talking about an Oscar-worthy movie today. Megalopolis. And, Blake, I'm glad you saw this with me. It was a journey. It was really busy when we went, and also there was a lot of showings for it, even though it was already just about a week out.
Yeah, week.
Just two. But there's a lot to say about this movie. A lot to say. And I think I should start off with the fact, maybe we'll start with just a few positives, right? One of the few positives. Stacked cast.
Absolutely.
Just every character is just a stacked, basically, casting for it. They just kept appearing, it felt like. Weird to see Shia LaBeouf again, though. I think this is the first movie I've seen him in a long time.
Same.
So did not expect him to appear. So that's one. That's a positive. The other positive, made us laugh.
That is true. That it did.
Now, here's the real thing. Do you think there were supposed to be intentionally funny scenes?
Yes. There definitely was some scenes that were very much clearly meant for comedy, I feel.
Okay. Is the going back to the club, was that supposed to be funny? Or was that supposed to be serious dialogue?
I think that had to be trying to be funny.
I don't know, man. I don't know. That was one of the few ones that's like, am I laughing with the movie right now? Or I'm laughing at the movie?
I mean, the way he delivered it has to be somewhat comedy. There's no way they were trying to be serious in that moment and having somebody talk like that.
He also, in the same line, was like, I just want someone that speaks architecture and art and literature. So, I don't know. I think it could go either way for that one. The only other scene I can think that was deliberately definitely funny is Shia LaBeouf just flipping off Adam Driver when he's driving past in the limo. That one was pretty funny. Other than that, it was more, I think, laughing at the movie. And those are like the only few scenes I can think of that were positive. So, can you think of any more?
I can't think of any. I have nothing. I can't think of anything positive about this movie. This movie was Francis Ford Coppola's coming back to being a director. Obviously, a very historic, known, one of the top known directors, obviously, with Godfather, Apocalypse Now, yada, yada, yada. This was his first movie, and I don't even know how long, decades it has to have been. He put a lot of his own money into it, I believe. And I don't know where exactly the money went besides maybe the casting, I guess, because the special effects, for the most part, were pretty horrible. There were some scenes that, didn't look too bad with stuff, but for the most part, it looked like it was shot on a green screen a lot of the times, just right in front of something. There was no depth behind them. So yeah, there was a lot that just looked horrible. A lot of the writing was god-awful. I don't know if he writes his own stuff. If he did. The best way I can describe this movie is, I don't know how old he is. I imagine he's pretty old. He is early set dementia and decided, I'm going to make a movie. And everybody was like, yeah, you should do that. And that's what happened here. Because it sucked. It made no sense. And I'm sure a whole lot of people who liked Megalopolis are going to watch this video, because there's a lot of people who liked that movie and a lot of people who watch our videos. So I'm sure there's going to be a big, combination here.
I'd like to describe it as, I was going to try to jump in for you, when it is describing as the Romeo and Juliet with Leonardo DiCaprio of like the live action. That's what it felt like you're watching. Instead, it's a sci-fi movie. But it's not even really a sci-fi movie, because you don't even know if anything's real. Let's be honest.
That is definitely something. But yeah, if you're somebody who's like, oh, you should get it. Like, yeah, we understood there's deeper meanings in some stuff. Cool, that's wonderful. It sucked. It was so stupid. So many scenes made no sense. Really did just so much of it was just so bad. There was time jumps at random points. You go from one scene to the next scene, and all of a sudden these people are together or something. It's like, how did we get here? R.I.P. Dustin Hoffman's character just randomly dying in rubble out of nowhere. I was like, cool, I guess. Yeah, the writing, like we talked about, was so bad, unbelievably bad. The line delivery was bad, but then again, I don't know if they had much of a choice because a lot of these actors were good, but I think the writing itself was so bad that, I mean, they really didn't, you couldn't really do much with it. Yeah, I mean, this movie was surprisingly, I believe, 2 hours, 12 minutes. When it ended, we all thought it was at least 2.5 minimum.
A lot longer.
Even 3 hours. It felt forever, as it just was not good. It was not enjoyable. Yeah, this movie, genuinely, there's so much of it that just did not make sense. And I'm sure people are like, shut up, just shut up, you're annoying. It was so stupid. Didn't need a random swastika and Hitler in here at some point.
Right,
yeah, 9/11 in there too. Like, wow, you're bringing people together. Like, shut up, you old man. You're stupid. Go in your old house and just yell at the clouds or whatever. You shouldn't be making a movie. You did not have these powerful, meaningful stuff. It was not good.
Yeah, that's what I think the most confusing part of this film is. It clearly seemed like he was trying to send a message about the abuse of power and the people in power and allowing them to do what they want. But then you make my main man be the hero at the end, practically, actually finishing his city, instead of it kind of like all around him, all the powerful figures kind of crumbling together, and then kind of just realizing that, hey, man, they really aren't good, and they're just abusing the money that they were born into. But instead, he's the good guy at the end, and his whole basically message of it is seeming like, at least appearing, of showing the swastika, then showing the Confederate flag, and then also doing the montage of Hitler, 9/11, and then like the Middle East and everything. Clearly, he's trying to say, like, oh man, don't let bad guys be in power and let one man dictate everything, and then you let your main character dictate everything in the end and get everything that he wanted. He got everything he wanted. He got the person that he fell in love with. He got the dad to like him. Got a city built, and then the city behind him. There's just, it makes no fucking sense. It's like, okay, so like, what are you fucking pro of? You're just pro what? I don't even know the message. It doesn't make any sense. Not like a pro democracy, pro socialism, whatever. None of it made any sense. What he was trying to say, which made it even dumber. And I was just laughing at the film, especially at the ending, and the baby too was just on. It was just that final shot. I don't know if they're trying to do something, but it looked awful because obviously it has the gross green screen in the background. It was rough. I mean, and we also had to try to be respectful because we were laughing so much at the film that we didn't know if the people in front of us were enjoying it or not. But that kind of says a lot, as I don't remember laughing at a film like that, I don't know, ever in the movie theater, because it was so historically bad.
I mean, there's got to be some. I'm struggling to think about them, but there's got to be some that we've fought this battle before. But yeah, no, I mean, it was just, and there's so many shots of like, it was like almost like you were looking through like a little circle and like things were black all around it. That shot, they did that shot so many times. I'm like, is this supposed to be something cool? Is this supposed to look good? Is it supposed to be unique? Like, you keep using the shot and never once does it look good. It's stupid every time.
No.
And they kept trying to do it. I'm like, just stop.
My favorite thing about, to kind of describe this movie, is Family Guy's had a funny bit where Peter kind of roasts the Godfather because he was like, I didn't like it before he was about to die, and then Family was like, how could you possibly not like it? It's all that, and he says it insists upon itself, and that is this film for sure, without a doubt. It's awful. It's just an old man thinking he did something with this, and he did not. I don't know how he got so many star actors in this, and not a single one of them said anything bad about this film either.
Yeah, they all just wanted to work with him.
It's all been very quiet, it seems, around any of the cast talking about this movie and about its reactions. I've not seen anything. It's just all been quiet, besides people saying, oh, this movie fucking sucked. I don't know. It's very weird. Very weird. Also, I don't know if it was just advertised differently to me, or I took it in a different way. But I went into this very surprised of what I saw versus what I thought I was going to see. I thought it was going to be a sci-fi film, and it really was not a sci-fi film. It was a dude talking about architecture in kind of like a weird modern ancient time. I don't know what the fuck. And having some powers that he ended up not even having the powers. Yeah. Which that never got explained either about the freezing of time. So I believe it was alluding to the fact that this man has mental issues, but hard to tell because he's never concrete about his messaging throughout the whole film.
Yeah, and I just real quickly had to do some research about something, and I feel like I've already said enough that could be used against me, so I will not say after further research something. I said it to you after the theater, but we're gonna hold that comment.
Okay. All right. But, rating. How about your rating?
Oh man, let me see. I don't.
We didn't even rate it after we saw it.
Well, yeah, we never rate movies after we see them together.
Yeah, sometimes.
I don't know about that. I give this movie a 2 out of 10. This movie was horrible. It is the second worst movie I've ever seen. And I don't think there'll be a whole lot worse than this. I think it will firmly stay at the second worst movie I've ever seen. It was just not good. I am only giving it 2 because of the cast was so popular that I was like, okay, fine. I can deal with some of these scenes because of that, as well as there was some shots that looked cool enough that I'll give it a little bit of respect. But yeah, 2 out of 10.
Yeah, this is on my Letterboxd the third worst movie that I've put into there. And I gave it a 1.6 out of 10. It is abysmal. And I'm very surprised it even got released. So, yeah.
Well, he put a bunch of his own money into it, so that's kind of why it got released. Because I think some other people were kind of like, hey, this sucks. We should stop. And
I don't know. It got the standing ovation, remember? That was the whole deal about it was starting to get that hype around it.
They gave him... Oh, man. All right. Well, I think that's going to do it for this video. Megalopolis. If you saw it, which I would be very surprised, let us know what your thoughts are down below. As always, like the video, subscribe to the channel. We'll see you guys in the next one.